Hello, everybody. I know it's been a while. Welcome back to another X-Men 81 Last 18 video. Doing another sport type video because this has got to be the best sport time of the year. You got almost every sport going. Got the MLB playoffs. Basketball started. Week 7 of football is tomorrow. And the NHL season started. So let's start with the NBA since that just started. You can't really judge much right now, except like a few things like the Lakers. They got to get their chemistry down. They don't look the best right now. They have faced two tough opponents, the Warriors and the Suns. But even in those games, you could watch it, and they didn't look like they were on the same page. I don't know what happened to the Celtics, but they lost 115-83 to the Raptors. So they got to get themselves together. That's not good. But there's not much to say on the NBA yet. While this video is going on, the Game 6, the Braves-Dodgers is going on right now. Braves are up 4-1. Bottom, it's a 6th inning. I'm not sure if it's bottom or top. Corey Seager just got struck out. So let's talk about that. The Astros are on to the World Series. They beat the Red Sox. In those last few games, the Red Sox didn't look like they cared. I know the Astros are good, but 9-2, 9-1, 5-0. That's how it just looks like Boston gave up. They had a strong 2 wins, the Red Sox, but they just shut down. The Astros just played better. Now they're gonna play one of these two teams who's going farther than their series did. Especially if the Dodgers win. Me personally, I'm rooting for the Braves. I think, unless you're a Dodgers fan, you are rooting for the Braves. Because, the Dodgers are the best every season, you know. Yeah, so, Braves, top of the 6th. There it is. Braves are looking good right now. 4-1, you got a 3-run lead, but we all know how Atlanta teams are. And what's crazy is, they're doing this without Acuna. You know, I'm not the biggest MLB fan, but that is their best player. You got Freeman. Their pitching's decent, but you're missing your best player, and you're still playing how they are. You know, it's kind of shocking. We'll go into the NHL. One of my favorite sports, but this is another that just started. Today, the Penguins just won 7-1. That's my team. The Canadiens won 6-1. Jets won 6-4 against the Predators. Hurricanes won 5-1 against the Blue Jackets. Panthers won 4-2 against the Flyers. Devils won 2-1 against the Sabres in overtime. Already said the Canadiens beat the Redskins 6-1. Wild beat the Ducks in overtime 4-3. It's another team. The Ducks don't look too bad. It's only been I think top 6 games for teams. But Minnesota undefeated, but Anaheim does have a losing record, but they're 100% going to be better than last year. Flames looking hot, just like their name. 4-3 overtime win against the Caps. The Caps have been 50-50. They're in a similar situation as the Penguins. They haven't lost a regular game, a regular, not going into overtime. Rangers won 3-2 against the Senators. And the Avalanche beat Lightning in a shootout. Let's see what that's about. I didn't know about that. Nope. Keep clicking. Let's see. So, alright, yeah. So, that one line with all the goals for Colorado. Oh, Will Smith just struck out. Going back to the Braves. Bottom of the 6th. So Landeskog scored, Rantanen scored, and McKinnon scored for Colorado. Joseph Stamkos and Point scored in regular time. The shootout. How do I check the shootout? Unless maybe the game just ended and doesn't want to show me. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Yep. It ended not too long ago, I'm assuming. It didn't load all the way because that would be a tied shootout. But of what I can see, let me reload it. Of what I can see right now, starts off Hedman scores on Kemper. Then McKinnon, yeah, this is messed up. Then McKinnon shoots, saved. Braden Point misses. It says another Colorado Avalanche, but that wouldn't make sense because it's actually Mikko Rantanen's turn. He scores. Then Ross Colton misses, Burakovsky misses, and I don't have the rest of the shootout. So that's great, but Colorado wins in a shootout. Blues are off to a hot start. Haven't seen that for a while. They got 6 goals right now, and it's basically the start of the third. Jeez. But right now, I mean, if the Flames keep this up, they look pretty good. Lindholm's been helping them out a lot. Few undefeated teams left remaining, and probably the best team in hockey right now. You gotta give it to Florida. You gotta give it to Florida. 5-0. And they faced some pretty solid teams. Like they beat my Pittsburgh Penguins in an overtime in a pretty good game. They beat the Avalanche 4-1. The Avalanche are not off to a hot start. They beat the Islanders. I believe, because can't tell. It's preseason, not. They beat the Lightning. And that's preseason. They also, they beat the Flyers today. Yeah, I mean, they're off to probably I would say, the best start of any team. 5-0, you can't ask for it's better than that. Another team that's I actually didn't even notice this, but the Rangers are 4-1-1. I remember watching that first game against the Capitals, and it did not look good for them. It looked like their off-season moves, didn't look very good. But you can't really judge it off the first game. But losing Buchnevich and stuff like that, that was I didn't like that move personally. One of your top goal scorers. I don't know if he wanted out or something, but I didn't like it. Carolina's undefeated. Maybe they're gonna keep up what they did. Canucks Kraken just started. The Islanders don't look that good, but they normally do this, and then they start showing up. Edmonton undefeated. San Jose undefeated. Blues and Wild undefeated. Out of those 14, I'm kind of... It's kind of like a finally with San Jose. I think they're a pretty talented team. I think if they get, Logan Couture starts playing good again, especially Erik Karlsson, he's starting to look good again. If they can keep this up, have a pretty good season. Edmonton, I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't like Edmonton's goaltending. I believe it's Mike Smith and Koskinen. I don't like that combo. I think it'll eventually catch up to him because I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I think that's when it'll catch up to him. Because when you have to because Vegas isn't going to be 1-3 for long. They're gonna make the playoffs. Even Vancouver might sneak in there. Let's say San Jose. You face any of those teams, or even if you end up meeting Colorado, St. Louis, a team like that, they're gonna get past them. And you're going to realize that McDavid and Draisaitl can't do everything. They do it every season. They do great in the regular season. Then when it comes to the playoffs, they collapse. Yeah. But like I said, like the top amount of games that has been played is 6. So you can't really judge it in an 80-game season, I believe. It's 56 last season. So you could judge it a little earlier than you can in 80 games. You know. Uh, 56 to 80 in hockey. That's a big difference in games, you know. But yeah, like a team like Tampa Bay, you think they're gonna be 2-1 for long? I don't care if Kucherov's out; they'll be back. Buffalo's not gonna be that good for long, so. But things you can judge is football right now. That's why I saved that for last. Unless you guys want to talk about the Wnba. Yeah. It looks like the Sky swept Phoenix in the finals. Jeez. Or no. No, they do a best of 5. Oh, all right. Actually, that I'm not paying attention to the baseball game, but I think the lights just went out. Wait a minute. Sorry, gotta take a second. Did the lights just go out? Um. Sorry. Well, maybe it's because this dude's coming out. I don't know. I don't really watch baseball. Maybe it's a thing they do. But yeah, I guess the Sky swept. Didn't sweep. I keep forgetting they do 5 games. Went 3-1 against Mercury to win the WNBA championship. Um, let's go to college. Let's go to college football. Just say today, Tennessee almost caught up with Alabama, but Alabama's running away with it now, 45-24. Miami's winning. Looks like it's 21-20 against numbered NC State. Texas Tech is murdering South Carolina. Notre Dame and USC are actually having this semi battle here. 9 minutes left in the fourth. USC's on Notre Dame's 2. So, let's see. Touchdown there. Apparently, like I wouldn't say it's the longest because the way they do overtime now, but like after 3 overtimes, you just do 2-point conversions back and forth. So Illinois in a 2-point conversion battle beat Penn State in 9 overtimes. Kansas was sticking with Oklahoma for a while until I'm sure you've seen it. They run the ball, they take it off, like the QB takes it off for the running back behind him though, so it counts as a handoff, and that's how Kansas basically loses because they were going to stop him there. Looks like Iowa State pulls it out against Oklahoma State. Be honest, it was about time. Oklahoma State's not amazing, but yeah, Iowa State beats number 8 Oklahoma State. Anything else? Navy almost beat Cincinnati, 27-20. Cincinnati's ranked number 2. Alright, UCLA gave Oregon about it's a really close games today, and my Pittsburgh Panthers knock out Clemson 27-17. Heisman Kenny Pickett, another 2 touchdowns. Clemson's problem is like their defense is decent, but when their defense is out so much because their QBs are just not good, you know that's their problem. I mean, their receivers look decent, but when you're underthrowing your receivers, overthrowing them, just doing whatever, some random bull crap, can't do much. And oh my God, Miami's going in to score. They're on NC State's 3, a 3rd and 1. If they get a touchdown here, that they be up by 8, or if they hit the extra point. Yeah. So rankings will probably change, especially for Oklahoma State, maybe Pitt. Ohio's winning 51-7 if you want to put them on. Oklahoma State, I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see, because Illinois is definitely going to knock Penn State down. Illinois is now 3-5. Their QB, their top quarterback was 8 for 9 for 38 yards and an interception. I'm not making that up. And their running back went 33 carries, 223 yards, and a touchdown. Their top receiver had two receptions and 12 yards. And you're telling me you won? So yeah, that's about how good that game was. And they couldn't even do the 2-point conversions. Like, they were kicking field goals in overtime, in second overtime, and then it took until the 8th and 9th to score. So yeah, that game, I mean, oh my god. You have to move Penn State down after that performance. Who is Illinois lost to? Illinois lost 42-14 to a non-numbered Virginia, 20-17 to Maryland, 13-9 against Purdue. Wisconsin shut them out 24-0. Nebraska lost them, jeez. UTSA, who are now numbered, beat them 37-30. So they're decent, but Penn State, if you want to be on the platform you're on, you can't be losing to that team. So that's about it in college ball. I mean, interesting day, a few upsets. Could USC pull it off against Notre Dame? I don't know. Did they miss the extra point? Yes. So the score is now 24-16. So they're technically down by like a score, if you want to say that. Oh, last thing. Wake Forest beat Army in a 70-36 battle. Defense just didn't come to play. Defense just stayed at home and watched the game. Now, last sport, probably cover, is the NFL. Tomorrow, the NFL. Week 7. Thursday night, we had a barn burner between the Broncos and a no Baker Mayfield, no Kareem Hunt, no Nick Chubb Browns. And if you're the Broncos, what do you do? Is it me personally, I don't think it's the Broncos offense fault for that game. I think it's the coaching. Because if you're telling me you ran the ball with your running backs a combined 12 times and made Teddy Bridgewater throw it 33 times, you got to space it out. If Teddy Bridgewater's going to throw 30 attempts, you got to run the ball more. Javonte Williams went 4 carries for 20 yards. He's going 5 yards a carry. And Cleveland ran the ball 22 times with their third string running back and got 146 yards. In Cleveland, Cleveland's defense is decent. Do I think Javonte Williams, if they gave it to him more, or even Melvin Gordon, just run the ball more? I think that's a problem with teams. You gotta run the ball. You gotta have. That's why the Steelers did nothing by from losing that game against Washington to the end of the year. I'm a Steeler fan. Pittsburgh, black and gold. We didn't have a running game. Our offensive coordinator was not good. James Conner, good. He's a solid running back, but we weren't using him right, and we were passing so much a game, and it was just not a good combo for anyone. So if you're gonna have Teddy Bridgewater, who should not be throwing, he should not be what they did on Thursday. He's a solid QB. He showed it. He can, but you gotta space it out, and apparently, the Browns ran the ball with 6 different people. So yeah, you gotta run the ball more if you're the Broncos, because you have 2 solid running backs that really just watched that game happen. You used Javonte Williams more in the passing game than you did the running game. That's just bad. I honestly think, I hope it's the coaching. I don't like Broncos coach. I think you're going to need a change. I think he's one of the coaches that's on the hot seat. Definitely. So they face Washington. That there's a few games like if you lose to like Washington and the Eagles and like the Lions, I think, or even give like the Lions a competition, I think you got to think about firing. Like, if it's the offensive coordinator, if it's Vic Fangio, you got to switch something up. Because Cleveland outcoached them. They said, we got hurt guys. We got to see, what do we have to do here? You know? Do we have to throw the ball or do we have to run? Oh, wait, we're not going to do that. We're going to do both because that's how you win games, especially when a lot of your players are hurt. Now, this weekend, a lot of people are on bye. What is it? Bills, Cowboys, Steelers, Chargers, Jaguars. I hope that's it. Yeah, let me look on 10. I think it's Chargers, Jacksonville, Steelers, Buffalo, Dallas, Minnesota, and was that it? I think I named all of them. I hope I did. It's a lot of teams. Now here are my predictions. Packers, Washington, Packers. Don't see Washington coming close, really. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a field day. I hope Washington. I hope like Antonio Gibson, like I hope he's healthy, and if he's not healthy, just don't play him because I feel bad. You gotta feel bad when you see an injured guy keep going out there trying his best, but he's not playing to the best of his ability. You know, Chiefs Titans. Now, in my opinion, the Chiefs played so well last week because they used their running game. They had 21 carries for Darrell Williams and 47 passing attempts for Mahomes, which is still, it's a lot of offense, but it was Washington. You got to remember, it was Washington. You can do stuff like that. You're going to have the ball a lot, you know. Do I think the Chiefs are going to win? Honestly, no. I say the Titans pull this out at home. I say if the Titans, because these are two bad defenses, this is going to end up being a shootout. But if the Titans can stop the Chiefs a few times, and maybe the Titans offense, like, you want to try and get up like two score lead. If it's 2 touchdowns, if it's a touchdown and field goal, if it's a touchdown and a safety, you want to try and get up by 2 scores, especially with the Titans, because you don't want to have to make Tannehill come back. No offense to Tannehill, but I feel like if the game's in his hands, I don't know if I trust it, but I don't know. I think Derrick Henry helps their passing game so much because they get so scared of, oh crap, especially play action. Are they going to run it? Are they going to throw it? Like, you have to be ready. I think the Chiefs aren't going to be able to stop Derrick Henry. And whenever they start getting Derrick Henry, he keeps running. They're going to try and start committing on the pass game. They're going to try... not the pass game. They're going to start committing on the run. And that's when Tannehill tries to get it to A.J. Brown. I say A.J. Brown has a really good game. Sorry I went quiet for a second. Dodgers just walked, what's his name? Ozzie Albies, and now bases are loaded with 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. What I was saying, I think the Titans are gonna run the ball until they get their chance. And, like, if we can throw this ball and we can throw it over top. Because I'll be honest with you, The Chiefs, even if the Chiefs get back with Chris Jones and is it Javarius Ward, I don't think that will matter. I don't think it'll matter. I still think their defense is pretty bad. Chris Jones will help him out more than Ward, but I'll take A.J. Brown and Julio Jones all day over Ward and Snead. Because you have to choose to cover one of them, and if you choose to cover them, maybe Josh Reynolds starts playing good, you know? You can use him. You can use your third receiver. You can use Fursker if it comes to it, you know? But yeah, I have the Titans winning this. I took a while on that one because that's probably the biggest game of the week. Because, I mean, next game, Falcons-Dolphins. Give me the Falcons. I'm not on the Tua train. I think after this year, you got to start thinking maybe we should start thinking about other options. But I'll be honest, I could be wrong. The Falcons' defense is pretty bad. Maybe this is a game that helps Tua out. You got him weapons. I don't know when Will Fuller's coming back, if he is coming back. Like when he is, I don't know if he's coming back this week, whatever. You've given him Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki. I mean, even Gaskin and Malcolm Brown in the backfield. I like their offense, but I don't like Tua. I think the defense isn't as good as last year, so Tua can't mess up as much as he did last year. So I think the Falcons will pull this out. I think this will be Ridley's game. They'd be like, all right, this is where you should be scared of me, you know, because he's had an okay season so far, and I'm thinking Miami could be the game where he shows up. But who knows? You know, Xavier Howard, Byron Jones. If they're playing, you should be pretty scared because I don't know. Might have heard of it if they were hurt last game or not. I forget. But even if they are, I don't know. This could be Ridley's game. Dolphins. It'll be a closer game, but I do think now that I'm thinking about it, I think Tua will do decent. I'll give Tua. He'll have a solid game, but hopefully for him this is like a momentum step because he doesn't in that division. He doesn't play many good defenses, except even the Bills. I'm not a big fan of their defense. They got some strong parts though. But then you go Bills, Texans, Ravens. That Tua is gonna throw interceptions. I'll be honest. That won't be pretty. Then Jets, Panthers. Like you don't play a ton of defenses where it's like, man, Tua's gonna throw 5 picks. You know. You got defenses where if you have the QB of your future, he will either win you those games or he will throw for like 4 touchdowns and the defense will let you down. All right? Yeah. Jets, Pats, Patriots. The Jets are a sin to society. I don't know how they beat the Titans. Zach Wilson throws 3 picks. I don't know. Last time he played the Patriots, he threw it to the Patriots. Like, not even close to his team. He just threw it right to the Patriots. So, not much to explain, but Zach Wilson has to pick it up if he wants to be their guy. Yeah, I mean, you lost to the Falcons in London. Hopefully, maybe... Yeah. Hopefully, maybe you get lucky and like Mac Jones breaks his ankle. Damian Harris does a backflip and breaks his neck. Jacoby Myers just hits his head off the field goal post. I don't know. I don't see them winning this game. I do see the Jets like I said with Tua. I could see Zach Wilson having a decent game. But the Patriots defense is pretty good. And Belichick's pretty good against like rookie QBs, so I'm still taking the pass. Jacoby Myers is going to get his first touchdown. Jacoby Myers will get his first touchdown. Panthers, Giants. Now let me hit you with a bit of an upset alert. Give me the Giants. And let me explain why. Sam Darnold sucks so bad. I don't know why people were so happy over the Panthers, because I thought about making a video on this, but people were talking trash about the Broncos, who they played. The Broncos played 0-9 teams. The Panthers barely beat the Jets 19-14. Beat the Saints 26-7. But here's the catch. Half the team was injured. And then they beat the Texans. And then they start playing decent teams, Cowboys, Eagles, Vikings, and they all win. None were really complete blowouts. But they still win. Like, the Eagles came back, you know? So I think the Giants, unless Carolina gets McCaffrey back, I don't see Carolina really doing much. I see the Giants win, even though Daniel Jones is their quarterback. I know some of their teams coming off injury, like Galladay's out, Tony's out, but even with just Slayton, Shepard, I think they can pull this off. Devontae Booker, Kyle, I could see them pulling this off, and I could see the Giants defense doing decent, because the Giants defense is not horrible. I know the Rams exposed them, but I mean, what did you expect? Daniel Jones threw 3 interceptions. So maybe Daniel Jones has a Daniel Jones lucky game, but I just like the Giants in this matchup. I know they're injured, but Panthers, Sam Darnold sucks. Ravens, Bengals, Ravens. Maybe the Bengals pull this off. I could see them doing it, but I don't know if the Bengals defense is for real yet. The Bengals should have lost against the Vikings. The Bears beat them. They almost lost to the Jaguars. They lost to the Packers. Then they beat the Lions. So I don't know if they're for real. Oh, they also beat the Steelers 24-10. I think that was their best win against the Steelers, in my honest opinion. Because the Vikings missed a field goal. They should have won. They barely beat the Jaguars. The Packers beat them. That was their best performance, was against the Packers, even though they lost. They went to overtime with them. And then the Lions was the Lions. So I'm still taking the Ravens. They got the momentum. They got the run game down. You got Lamar, Bell, sadly, and Devontae Freeman, because I think Latavius Murray's out. Tyson Williams is out. But I think even with their run scheme, I think they'll be fine. And then maybe I could see their wide receiver core is decent, especially if Sammy Watkins plays. Watkins, Brown, and Bateman. So the Ravens' offense is pretty good, and if their defense can just stop the Bengals enough, they're sitting perfect. Yeah, they'll be 6-1. Next game is Eagles Raiders. I think this will be one of the closest games yet out of most of these games, other than the Falcons Dolphins. I think this will be a close game because it's two very okay teams. In my opinion, I think the Eagles are a little better than everyone said in the offseason. So I might take the Eagles by a slight margin, because I know the Raiders just came off that good, it was a good win against Denver. But still, the whole John Gruden situation, I think it'll catch up to him. And if the Eagles just play good enough, Devonta Smith has a decent game. Jalen Hurts has a decent game. Maybe get Miles Sanders more